Good read on the cipher. Had a good read on RTP too. I didn't have the patience to keep holding it though.
Hey, and what's the major difference between I3 scan and ultra scan? Besides the obvious more depth. Well, I didn't mean the configuration. It's more of like I have them both up. Yesterday I only had the ultra scan up. Today I have them the scan and the ultra scan up. And there's obviously the ultra scan shows a lot more and quicker. Yeah, it's just a big, huge personal price difference.
And Kyle is long bias, so he's looking for long, but same thing. I prefer it not to be in a range as well.
Pick my own longs. I want to do short stuff, but I can't do them right now. But I got to learn it too. The scanners. I like the scanners. It's just I'm not gonna be able to afford that ultra scan. That's very pricey. It's like what?
Okay.
Does it?
SYPR, what you gonna do, girl? Thing doesn't want to give it up. no trade zone. What was it alerting that it was gonna go up? Or that it could? Beautiful pre-market on the SYPR, dude. That's my favorite, dude. When you see this type of action, it's freaking perfect.
Coffee's done.
Yep, that is what that was. Fudge. Can't take it up here. All right. See what we're watching. Ooh, FSR is not looking so hot. Market pulled down, pulled a lot of stuff with it. Except for SYPR. It might be the wacky one of the day. It's already rotated its float twice. Is it up kind of big, man? I think this one's going to pull back. It's a little excessive. You have shorts on Cypher, Tim? Listen, not a lot of people have shorts on him because neither did Steve. What did this RTP do? This RTP still might run. Got after anybody who stayed short this thing last night. I gotta keep that one on watch. He's telling the guys I'm gonna kind of miss Jag showing up in here. That's the part I didn't like. It's like I liked him being here, I just hated his trade ideas. Or his trade, quote unquote, ideas. It was just getting. We don't know how long he's been learning, you know? I mean, just say, hey, you know, I'm saying, no. I didn't. No, I mean, dude, I think, considering the fact that it's your room, you did the right thing, you know? Yeah, when everybody's realizing it.
Devin ever prove that he's trading real money?
I've said Vesh. Vesh has asked me for my. Vesh has. I even told him that. I'm like, Vesh has asked me for my P&L too. I've done it before too. It was my biggest day. You were like, dude, send me it. And I was like, all right. And yeah. And I didn't take any offense to it, even though I'm kind of private about stuff. But I don't like showing my freaking account numbers. I don't like, I mean, because I am. True, true, true. No, I mean, dude, you at this point,
Well,
I
to be
trust.
honest, I mean, Devin has told me about your wiener size, so I don't know if that was private or not.
Was that private? I thought that was public knowledge. Perfect.
Oh, the true Discord comes out,
I'm Italian.
and it's hidden behind all that hair.
It's funny though, because I did message him last night after all was said and done, and said, "Hey man, I've sent him my P&L before too. Like, it's just him protecting his room. It's not a big deal, bro. It doesn't mean he's saying you suck, you lie. It's just saying he wants you to show proof of what you're doing. And sometimes you don't tell us about the trades, until after the green, which kind of makes people suspect." And he never responded. So I'm like, it kind of shows you the reality of the situation. Kind of sucks, but who cares? You would never ask for it. You would never ask Brad. There's no point. Like, why would you say, Brad, I need to see that you're trading real money? Who cares if Brad's trading real money or not? I mean, he doesn't sit here and talk about his trades all day. The day I got suspect was GME day, man. When he had that one that he said he was all out, and then he was like 10 minutes later after it had gone against him like $15. Oh wait, I am still in. Oops, and then now I'm green. I'm like, you didn't notice your P&L changing. You didn't notice. You didn't make sure you were out of that trade. That just didn't seem reality. Like when I'm in something like that, the first thing I do is make sure I'm actually out of the trade. And I mean, because even if you don't have your P&L up, you have what you're in. Everybody should have what stock they're in on their chart, on their screen.
The only problem is for guys like me who already have like 15 bag holders there, it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, I mean, but me, I'm a day trader, so I mean, I'm in one, two
Yeah,
positions max.
yeah, you got nothing in there. I don't remember yet. Yeah, I haven't seen multiple trades at the same time. You really don't do that very
I
often
do it
at all.
maybe once every 6 months. I mean, I literally got out
Yeah,
of that RTP so I could get into SYPR because I'm like, I don't want to be babysitting this thing and trying to trade this thing.
right.
And I thought it only had down to like right below 15, and I'm like, man, I got out my last thing at like 15.05 or something. I'm like, close enough. Let me just do this. I'm not gonna fret over 5 cents here when this thing's probably gonna move up a buck.
Yeah, no, you made the right move on that one because you got a buck out of Cypher.
Yeah. try to trade the one that looks like it's gonna be the most beneficial. This Cypher won't stop.
Where's it at now?
682.
Wow.
It's more choppy up here, but I think she's gonna pull down pretty hard after the bell. Kind of see what happens with that one. I might do what a lot of those have been doing, where they drop down and hang out under VWAP half the day and then explode the last couple hours.
Depending on which chapter decides to take it.
Have you noticed that's been like a big reoccurring thing that's been happening with these?
All right, what's up, everybody?
They drop down, but then they hold
Sorry,
and then all of a
my
sudden,
light, I totally didn't plug it in last night, so it's only on a few minutes of charge. We'll see how long it lasts. I'm assuming it's not going to last very long. Just this one. So we'll see. The one that like kind of lights up my face. But yeah.
It's weird how you notice those things happening and they just happen again and again and again.
I'm not near the computer. What's Snap at?
Just at 70, 86, 7, and 71, and then it's got a spread.
Stay down there. They get a little drop it to open.
Blast below 70, 40. That was yesterday's close. 70, 45.
Yeah, it was below there briefly earlier, a few minutes ago.
You guys see that? A little wick down.
A little wick. Didn't hold, but that was very encouraging.
Honestly, the fact that it's back down here by yesterday's close is encouraging. We just didn't want to see it open up above VWAP.
I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it open at 73.
Yeah, just the fact that it's opening below VWAP is a promising thing that you're going to get some sort of a pullback. You got to realize there's people that have been here since yesterday at 57, 58 bucks. So if they see it coming down, they'll probably be like, all right, take profit, take profit. You might get a pullback, dude. You might actually get out okay on that somehow.
We'll definitely get out of it. Would have been epic had I bit the bullet, said, all right, I'm going to trade out of this, add at 73, and be green right now. If I was going to add, I would have added 500 shares. Those did my average.
Really needs to bounce. Say if at the bell we get back above 387, probably good to move back up. And
yeah, that would have put my average at 70.34.
You would have added?
Yeah. I would have been green at one point already. I could have gotten out. I would have hit like 300 bucks too.
I got a PE.
Okay.
Leave me alone, man. Drink a lot of coffee. See what happens today. Huh? Antibacterialized.
You flush?
I did not flush. It's mellow yellow. It's yellow, let it mellow, bro.
I mean, by the time you've gone back, by the time you unzip your fly, you're very.
I mean, you gotta think, man. I pee so much during the day. If I flush every time, my water bill would be like $10 million.
Wow, bro. Just wow.
If it's brown, you flush it down. Cipher, that's definitely a watch. NVOS. Oh, that thing's coming down. They would have been the one we could have shorted. Damn. I could have shorted this here. Oh well. That thing is taking a whack. Where Boyd Thomas at?
I'm here. It's been a fun morning, but I made it.
I hadn't heard your voice, man. I started the day off nice. Let's see if we can have a decent day today.
Scans for me.
Does look prime.
Yeah, it does. Doesn't want to quit.
Apple looks like it's trying to pull back. I mean, my thoughts on Apple are it's going to do what the SPY does. I mean, if you look at Apple's chart next to the SPY's chart, it's like the exact same thing. So it's really, I don't really, unless earnings or news or something comes out on Apple, it's just going to follow the SPY. Like, take a look at this chart. You ready? Like, keep your eyes on the chart, and then now watch it.
Right now, but just overall, what it did
That's the SPY. Ready? Back to Apple. SPY. Apple. SPY. Apple. SPY.
That one I won by the time
It's like the same, it's literally like the same chart.
I think it goes over 21 bucks. It's freaking die shorty die.
I believe. Oh no, because everything dipped at the open yesterday, so everything's still going to be on SSR.
Dude, everything's on SSR.
Well, usually it would come off at open, but I don't think it will because I think a lot of the stuff was down 10% yesterday as well.
I think, yeah, that's the problem. Is yesterday they were down 10%. I mean, I know a lot of them bounced back up, but they hit 10% before the bounce. I kind of looked around, dude, like literally, even the one I took this morning was on SSR. Which one wasn't on SSR? There was one. Cypher, no siping. You got slow its roll, homie. Jeez, my entry was almost $2 again. Basically sold the bottom too.
I don't really do that. The master's dad. I don't really like give stock picks. I just trade what the market provides me via the Intensity Stock Watch scanners. So I don't have a watch list or anything.
Good luck today, guys. I'm watching Cypher and what's that on FSI.
Good luck, everybody. Let's get it. See if they get one yawn and stretch out of the way. All right.
TCB.
3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding.
Isn't the volume high enough for you to hear my bell?
Yeah, I heard it that time.
Alright.
Morning, Thomas.
We should be taking them. Oh no. It'll be good in the first minute. That's why. Map going up.
Good old hanging charts there. Took like 10 seconds for it to get off the single bar crap.
Yeah, right there with you.
No, Brad. I love you.
Working some SYPR dips. Rotation there.
Or do you actually live there? No? Why is that even going on? Don't like those upper wicks on safer.
Gonna move up towards 2.
Anything, Vash?
Nah, just kind of looking at SYPR. I mean, that's really... I can't play it, but, well, not to the short side anyway.
Another stupid SSR deck.
It's dropping further. Did that thing really hit $40 this morning?
Which one?
Oh, good.
VUZI up.
My daily camera, I don't see this thing. I don't know about that one, dude. That's a weird looking chart. Nope, I should have shorted it. God. That's why PR back up. There she goes. Uh-oh. I'm lagging.
I think we all are. I think we're all lagging.
Are you lagging?
Well, the charts have been taking a little while for it to come up and whatnot.
What's your market timer say?
Where is my 9:33, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59.
Oh, and we're... Alright, seems like it's leveling out.
Halo earnings.
Jeez, I didn't even see that.
That was a major lag though. I saw it jump on
SYPR $$ on way.
Oh, dude, I'm lagging hardcore.
Devin's like, this minute delay is actually like real time. What the hell? It's the quotes. Or no, it's not quotes. File and then data stream mode.
Data stream mode. Okay. And then
Yeah, you should be able to like click one of the other ones.
quote orders. Server?
Yeah.
Okay. And then just pick any of the green ones. Is that the deal?
Yeah. It's just a matter of trying one and seeing if it works.
Okay. That one looks like it's more accurate. That's frustrating. 41, 42. Okay, now I'm up to date. There we go. That was frustrating. I saw the drop on SYPR before it dropped on my DOS. I was like, uh-oh. Oh my god.
VERB orders X.70 plus.
NCLH. Why does that sound familiar? Oh, it's Norwegian. It's cruise line.
Seeing anything, Thomas?
Nada, man.
NCLH kind of. I say NCLH kind of tried.
Yeah, we don't have it. Shorts on NCLH. And what is it? Royal Caribbean is $90 a share. Are you serious?
Jeez.
Yeah. It's like they ain't freaking moved in a year.
They literally have not had a clue.
The UZI lock and trail.
Yeah, I'm gonna be patient.
Verb started.
It's on my trade. Nine, this SYPR.
VCNX, if you have shares, it's on SSR.
Everything's on SSR.
Out all SYPR for now.
I was about to try to get in. That's a little spready too.
What, VC and X?
Yeah.
SYPR, what you gonna do, man? God. PMYI. That one is on SSR as well. Everything's on SSR, dude.
Halo Nibble, earnings there.
NNOX is halted. I'm gonna jump up.
Dollar bill y'all verb.
I got some of VERB. I don't know if you guys had shorts on that one. I just put an order out there. I didn't even realize I had got filled at first.
Nah, we didn't have shorts. That's a nice way to make money. Don't even know you're making money.
Well, I put the order out there, but I didn't actually think I was going to get filled. I thought I put it too high and then it jumped up there.
Verb lock and trail.
Yeah, VCNX would have been a nice one. I was getting ready to hit it. I mean, that spread, though, is a little iffy. There went my light. That didn't last very long, did it? Hey, Augustin, how you doing?
Don't have shorts on that one.
I do, but I actually like the way it was moving, too. I don't like the daily or the 60-minute, but that was kind of what... Yeah, it kept me out of...
Screwy, bro.
Well, I mean, VERB wasn't too bad. I actually liked it there.
What is it? VERB?
B, boy, verb.
VERB?
Like you're going to verb to the chart.
Okay, verb. Nah,
Instead of go. You see what I did there? Switched go for verb because it's a verb. You see what I did there?
Very funny.
Morning, Sammy.
Your humor is astounding.
FI is
Buy order near X
no SSR.
to start it.
We got shorts on that one. We shorted it yesterday.
Yeah, it's the one that went up and halted.
Oh, it's a fun one.
Yeah, the one that got your heart pumping.
Yeah. Not sure how I feel about that one, bro.
The halt price is already at 478. It's already pretty close.
spike in volume? Oh, that is up, Besh. It's over 3, it might be nice.
No shares. I remember checking that one earlier too.
SNSS, what's that one doing? That's moving up. No shares here. I don't like the way that's trading. Cypher's the only one I like the way it's trading, but charts are laggy, huh? I mean,
Yep.
even now, like, at least I'm right as far as the time. It makes me happy.
SLDB.
You get shorts on that. Nope, just kidding. There you go, Vash. You get shorts on it. That's
SLDB up.
That's the breakout too.
About the halt.
Yeah, it's gonna halt.
What's that?
SLDB. Went to that 13 area.
No fill.
You tried.
Yeah. 1068. My order. No fill.
RCMT. OMI earnings
Cypher
FYI.
gave up.
Hopefully it'll keep going. Try to get the next halt here. I hate feeling like I'm chasing.
Maybe she'll help you.
It's got a little bit of light volume.
Yeah.
NVOS back in. It's going into the next halt. NVOS we do a shorts on. I don't know how anybody feels about that chart though.
What chart?
NVOS?
Yeah, that's what I had to scroll in just to see the candle.
No, free. Are you talking about on the minute or the 2 minute or the daily?
Yeah. The 2 minute.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying back at $40 in pre-market, and now it's down at $14 going up. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah.
And then you gotta. That's actually a $3 move it just made.
Yeah, she's still looking at SLDB.
Yeah.
You get in?
Nope. Not yet.
No.
Well, I was on that first move, but now it pulled back, so I'd like to see it go up through 11 now.
Okay, there you go. 11.
Like to see the pop. Come on.
You can't really.
SLDB
I would think long
11.20 S
bias
for
on
me.
this one if I could trade it. I mean, I can trade it, but it's not enough volume. I know abide by my rules here.
RRD earnings 2 LOL.
What's the float on that thing?
80 something, I think. 85.
SLDB 30 million. I'm getting about 30.
Cut the nibble halo.
Not too low.
Round 2 SLDB.
Alright, started it.
I would imagine you got it there.
Yeah. I started it pretty small. 15. 11, 15. Just in case I wanted to keep running.
I don't want to screw with that. Help. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
What are you looking for to cover Vesh?
I don't know, honestly. Kind of playing this one. Let's see what the chart does. It's kind of finicky. I have an order out at 1051 just because if it flushes there, I'd be fine with it. It's about 50% of the move. I'm not really big in this one. I didn't really like how it was kind of going halt to halt there, so I went much smaller size.
I think I have more volume. I'd honestly be looking for a long in it. I just really hate the way that chart is trading. It's not smooth. My entry would be around 1050, so it's a good exit, I think. So it's trading better.
SLDB lock and trail.
Hey, we got shorts on that. Thomas, Omi, OMI.
Whoa, how did snap go all the way up there? Damn it, I took my eye off it for a second. 7.3 now? Ah, shit.
Man, it's got definite resistance on the daily, man. OMI.
Just gonna take this back through 11. Hopefully it gives us the flush we're looking for here. Just looking for the $50 test. Starting to feel a little grindy at this point. We went small on this one anyway. I wasn't really looking. I didn't like the volume or how it was moving. We tried to add to it a little bit to try to see if it did actually push down for us. And they're all taking profits. I was still looking for more. But they're probably in normal size. And they caught the top just like we did. But we're being a little greedy because we don't have that much size. That's so annoying. Break even there. See what it does, I guess. I just don't like the way it was moving. I mean, it gave us a pullback, just I was being a little greedy with it.
Next dip line on that.
40 cents in there.
You're talking SLDB?
Yeah.
Yeah, I cut that break even.
Oh, did you?
I actually added to it on the way down. I was just looking for the 1050 test, but couldn't quite get it.
Next to a dip line on it just for fun. I just saw a better one now, and I'm gonna put that on it. Let's see. Kind of like using these daily fib lines. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Of course it's a fake out breakout.
SLDB.
Yeah.
NVOS just keeps halting. Freaking A, man. Bell wing, I ain't got nothing.
CDEV earnings FYI.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, I gotta get out of this because I can't pay attention to snap.
It's not dropping or rising.
Now it's like close to 73. My charts are all wacky and delayed.
Yeah, I think everybody. Yeah.
I'm happy.
Seems to be.
this pop here to 144.
Dude.
A little scout play.
Trade, bro.
It goes through. Be fine with it. Looking to add up closer to 150. Don't usually like these double tops, but this one looks like we might actually get like a pop and then a pretty quick drop. Stupid SSR too. It's always annoying. Come on, you're supposed to pop the 144 before you drop. Give us a quick little drop. SNSS is running. No shares there, though.
SNSS.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's running. Running a little more like to keep running to try to get in, I think.
So I'm about to cancel these. Starting to consolidate here instead of continuing its move. Give it one more attempt here at 142. Looks like it's trying. Oh, there we go.
SMSS or low floater?
We didn't get any fill. Try again. I'm just gonna cancel. If we're dealing with fill issues, I'd rather see this actually run if we're gonna play it. Steve, did you have shares on SNSS? If you get a chance, don't worry about it if you don't. Yeah, that one would have been nice.
Or SLDB. Got me a couple bucks. I gotta go do this.
What's your snap at?
I don't even know.
It's at highs. Or close to it.
Is it pre-market?
Yeah, I mean.
I see 72.40, is that right?
Yeah. It was just headed back up there. It's actually dropping right now.
Work my way down.
Halo Tish.
Dude, you gotta love no trades.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh, man, nobody get jack.
Got one trade on VERB, that was it.
Maybe SLDB. Spread, dude.
is Brian to the rescue. Nothing like a full point drop there.
Halo perfect. SLDB possible fake break.
That's the move we were looking for if we would have got filled, but I wasn't really looking to mess with it because it wasn't filling us. Tanked like a good para into a short would have done. I mean that was plenty. That would have been all I was looking for.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that it's not dead.
Halo lock and trail.
Over 6, I like that one.
I miss anything?
Not really, bro. Not really. Wish I could say yes.
You, Amy.
UAMYX point 20 plus orders in.
Yeah.
Bill Gates stock.
$2 deal.
Trying to get in here at 222. No fill.
It's SSR, dude.
I know.
It's not super duper extended either yet.
I was just looking for a pullback. No fill though.
No fill there 2.22.
Guess we'll see if there's another leg up. Yeah, SNSS would have been a good one, Augustin, but we didn't have any shares. Dang, that was a good call by Brian on the descending triangle there. He's working like a beaut. There's just nothing doing anything. Everybody's fighting to get GME back over 50. Like, no. I think they realize that that's a pretty big psychological barrier.
Watching Mac, MAT.
KODK.
Mushrooms for sure. Man, SNSS.
Good luck, sir. I'm in KODK.
KODK lovely. SLDB song in the DT. KODK $$ on way.
Nah,
I was about to take it there in the teens.
I'm on SNSS.
gonna take it there. Not a bad trade.
$dollar bill y'all KODK.
I'm out of Kodak. That was a good one.
UAMY not being cool yo.
He's not been a good one yet.
Looking grindy. KODK good enough for me. KODK lock and trail.
Oh well.
Are you talking about Snap?
Yeah, different weapon.
Just curious, why'd you take it there? I mean, you're like in the middle of Shopville at the moment.
Because every time it's been shopping, it's trended up.
Yeah.
It just up.
A little bit off on SNSS.
Ah, damn you, Kodak. Oh, all good. At least we got filled there, right? That's a plus.
Need that volume to come in, man.
GMVL started. Moving stop to B/ESLDB for the FAIOD.
Next candle, nope. Gee. Too rejected here with the 640s. This is the candle. There it goes. Thank you. Jeez, needs that. 640 needs to hold.
Don't want to take the gamble on GMVL.
Yeah, this one's having trouble getting going, dude. All out. Made a little bit on that one, dude.
Noise.
That's not the breakout I wanted, but
Just need to be patient, guys. If there's anything I learned yesterday, especially after I was done with the stream, I came back and tried trading a little later in the afternoon. I started forcing trades, and I mean, ones like you saw there on Kodak where we're getting that FOMO, like those are what I want. But ones like GMBL, I mean, there's no volume there. I mean, it did FOMO, but I mean, that thing was spready and SSR, so not really sure how to even play that one. UAMY, that thing started to grind. As you can see, the 9's actually already caught up to it. You still in that thing? SNSS? Or are you out? Okay. I didn't know if you scaled out. Gotcha.
unless I've been in it for a long time and it's really working, I'm not gonna take a.
UAMY took some dollar there.
Sure.
I don't even remember. Where did we try to get in this? 222?
I don't know about that one, dude. It just seemed like that's having trouble getting going.
Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Appreciate that.
That other one you were trading, SLDB.
GMBL would have been good if you could have got in. There was like no volume there, though. What's halted?
I didn't actually hear him. I wasn't really paying attention to Charlie. Was that same one that kept halting?
I don't know. I don't remember one that kept halting.
It was.
Just realized my Discord's over a little too far.
NBOS. No, that's not halted. That's falling.
UAMY out all. same, paper cut there.
Thanks, Ever. Yeah, I remember your name. I remember you in the past, per se.
Oh, I should have shorted that one. I almost clicked the button, dude. I wanted to take a push. Drop 57 cents back. I'll kick myself later. SYPR.
FGMBL KODK SLDB VERB trails, else cashed up.
Last 2 days haven't been very good, though. They've been kind of crappy. I didn't even get to do my Rubik's Cube this morning. I think I'll start doing that real quick. This actually, I was sitting here mixing it last night. It's a real good mix. I don't really see any. There's 3 on like
Money
one
with
side.
Wings, money with wings, SLDB.
SLDB just keep going down. Yeah. That one was frustrating. We could have got in for... It had 2 fake out breakouts. I mean, this one wasn't exactly a complete fake out because it just came back down to that same support area, but we were really looking for that quick push. I mean, what do I always say? After that first attempted pullback, what it does after that, nobody knows, right? So, but there is something to these fake out breakouts. Nope. I was actually getting ready to solve my Rubik's Cube while I wait for something to pop on the scanner.
KODK LMAO. Lock and reset trail.
Felt that. No, didn't like that.
White done.
Charlie being bored. Take a quick bathroom break, man.
Bottom 2/3 done.
Dude, my foot just fell so asleep, I almost just fell down when I got up. Hilarious. Oh my god, my foot's so damn asleep. This is crazy. Oh me.
These charts are horrible.
all the way back down.
Yeah, if TGC wants to like run up towards 430, be interested.
Nothing, Tim?
Nada. Just watching TGC, so that'll give you an idea of how slow it is.
My bad.
Amy is actually trying to go again, it looks like.
Oh, shorts on that one, dude.
Yeah, it's on SSR, and I'm really not even sure what to do with it because it just doesn't move very fast.
Yeah, it's not really making this bigger moves you'd kind of like to see.
Doing SLDB and yesterday, flat after covering for the past 30 hours of wasting my life.
Oh, you work still? You made your money? Every day's not going to be a big green day. Okay.
And it's a lot better than being red.
Yeah. Yesterday's was an amazing green, though.
I am stuck on this spot. I don't know how to get out of it.
What's that?
just jumped $1.50.
What did?
GME.
Oh, gee, screw that. I'm not even going to look at it.
That's why I was laughing. Can't overtalk you guys. You're all talking over each other.
If it was $150, I'd be interested. $1.50? SLDB should have stayed.
What am I doing here? Like I don't. This is what I was talking about yesterday too. If anybody was here while I was doing this, I don't know how to get out of this one. I need to like look it up. I'm like confused on how to get it set up to get to the next step. So I'm basically just trying a bunch of different algorithms that I know aren't going to reset everything. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how to get it to work correctly. Or get it into place for the next step. Ooh, I think I just did it. Yep, there we go. I mean, I don't know how I did it, but I did.
Yes, that was me with 1,000 shares of OMI with a big spread. Now, if you saw it, it was 200 shares.
Alrighty. Wait, something here, right? Okay, we're good. Alright. So we got bottom 2/3 done, white and yellow. So now we just got to get these in place, which is actually not that hard, but let me make sure I'm not missing anything real quick. So I guess we should watch AMC.
My God, now it's not moving. Took it there. That's lost. I'm giving up everything I made in the morning. I gotta stop. Wait. What is that? All shares as, but took a loss. big chop fest today, man. Alright, I'm chilling out until I find something that I really want to trade. There she goes, bouncing back up, of course.
Alright, doesn't appear that we're missing anything, so let's finish this real quick. Thanks, Goose. It's another slow day right now. But yeah, definitely don't forget to hit that like button. Maybe you guys will give me a like for doing the Rubik's Cube solve here. Looks like it's going to take more than one algo though. Yep. We got one side. Oh, I just messed that up. I'll say we had one side solved. We have to get back to it here because I went too far. There we go. That's something I need to learn too, is how to go backwards. Like if I make a move and I'm like, crap, I went one too far kind of thing. I need to learn how to make that same move backwards. I'm really bad at that. I've tried it a few times and I end up having to start completely over. There we go. Yellow, blue, white, green, red, orange.
APT up but not yet.
Yeah, APT, that thing needs some volume. Yeah, today is really slow. I was hoping AMC made a run, but it does not appear that it is going to want to. A lot of shares sitting there at 8. I could throw a little risk at this.
Back in this thing. Trades like trash.
Hot 3.20 plus would be awesome.
I'm going to mentally take this trade here at 798. Basically, if I see it eaten through 8, I would have taken it. So you're literally risking 2 pennies to gain what's like 40 cents. I'd be looking for that 760 area. But I just don't want to. I just don't want to trade it. We'll come back and see what it ended up doing. Oh man, missed HOTH messing with that crap. Yeah, I might have missed that one, huh?
To borrow FYI.
I took it out for a small win, dude. I hate the way that thing's trading. It's probably gonna work, but I'm done screwing with that spready. Thing is so spready.
Looks like we would have stopped out there of AMC. Went through. That would, I mean, it was a right or right out type trade. Yeah, I pulled it up too late. Pulled it up, it was already at 290, but coming back down.
It's some sort of press release.
Your SNSS is going higher.
Not in it though, so it doesn't really matter.
Just SS the top next time.
I was in it, that would be really cool.
This Tiva is a huge float, so probably I'll leave that alone.
Literally had order at X.15. Missed it by a penny. Duh. Hate SSR.
Oh, straight up.
Carrot.
Squeezy. Some good resistance on the daily right here.
$7.
Yeah.
Maybe a line there at 7. Remember what that was from. Here. Above there, that thing's got room.
Some earnings FYI. Six earnings too.
I didn't even see either of those pop up. That's because they're not.
Right here.
This one's a little better.
My God. Coronavirus.
He's got the Rona. He's got the infection. Yeah, I didn't really know where to go from after the first line.
I know, he kind of screwed it down. Got the Rona. Yep.
It's like we had the same song in mind, but we couldn't think of a good second line. Watching HL.
HL?
Yeah.
I'm not going to switch over to that right now.
I don't know if you guys have shorts for Thomas.
Which one I just back down?
HL. Not yet, but looking. I'd like this thing to get some Ricky Bobby.
Time for you to go Ricky Bobby.
HL fairly big company, orders through X.39. Happy face. Happy face. Happy face. Smiley face. Duh. Happy face.
Come on, baby, rip.
Is it moving fast?
Not at all. Yeah, it's actually frustrating that you can't take. This is my light. It's very frustrating you can't take or plug this in. Like you plug it in to charge it, but you can't plug it in and use it at the same time. That's very frustrating. I didn't know that that was the case. I wonder if I turn it on and then plug it in, if that would work. bypass the system a little bit. Stop charging my son's tablet. It might not turn on though because the battery's dead. Oh, turned on. So
It's moving higher, isn't it?
Nope, turned it right off. Interesting. That's kind of annoying. I'm not going to worry about charging it right now, but.
Against my better judgment, I'm in SNSS. Laying them all out, basically break-even trades. Son of a beast. Dude, I cannot find my trade today.
Sit on your hands, let it come to you.
God? God, is that you? Sorry, God, I will. Guys, I think I just had a revelation. I heard this voice in my head. I have to sit on my hands and let the trade come to me.
So the people that are here, it says there's 20 of you. First off, hit the like button. You guys have, I see 11 likes. There's 20 of you, 21 of you now. I'm curious, do you guys like that I'm just sitting here just trading? Like, this is what trading is? Like, you're just waiting for opportunities and then you trade them? Or are you guys interested in something more commentary-like? Like, just flipping through charts, looking for commentary. I'm not really looking to do that, but if you guys want to chime in and like ask about like what something looks like, I have no problem doing that. But I'm just curious. Like, are some of you here just for the scanners, like just to watch the scanners? I'm just curious, like who's here watching and like what's the idea behind you being here? Just trying to see what the channel is looking for, go in a general direction. It's doing nothing, just chopping. Yeah, I mean, that was not my trade unless it went to like 750. I was waiting for it to actually run. That was just the only thing that even looked like it could run.
Oh, should have shorted Invos, man. Jeez.
The hat? You want the hat? Go Caps, baby. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just curious because I know I'm about to have some competition show up, and you know he's a very outgoing person, and you know he's gonna have all the stops, and pretty sure he's gonna steal all of you from me. And I mean, it is what it is because I support that guy. But at the same time, I'm just curious. Like, I'm just curious, like what most people are here for, because we don't really ever talk too much, like in the chat. So I was just curious if everyone was here for the scanners, just to have someone to watch trade while they're trading. You know, just curious. the entertainment. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I feel, Augustin. That's why I like having the Discord, because I'm always, talking to somebody, as well as, is Hoth? What's Hoth doing? Is that running again? Ooh. Hoth again?
What's that?
Hoth?
Is it moving?
It's back to the highs. For some reason, I thought it was like really extended, but it's actually just back to the highs. But my chart is not loading, so I don't see a few candles. So it's kind of like freaking me out here.
Mine has been doing that all day. Like, just the chart doesn't load.
Well, it's not halted, but I'm just saying the candles are just little dashes.
Has it loaded?
And it still hasn't loaded, no.
That's crazy. Mine took a few seconds.
Oh, there it went, finally. Right as it's dumping, it's fun. I would have wanted it to go through high of day, though. Doesn't look like it did. It says it did over here, though, which is interesting. Guess we'll wait and see if it pops back up again. When I come to your channel, I learn to be content with the small gain I get. Once I'm good with the strategy, I can size up. Exactly. Consistency first. So true. Looking to see how you're assessing entries and exits. Well, don't look at Monday and Tuesday. I was very bad Monday and yesterday. I got a little overconfident. I was secretly trying to size up a little bit on my side without really telling anybody. I've been telling everybody March 1st was when I was going to do it. And I started trying to ease my way into it myself. And I got a little FOMO. Excuse me. Got a little FOMO just wanting to trade. And I was taking some poor trades. And kind of backfired these last 2 days. So go back to like the last, like almost like 2 months besides the last 2 days. And I've been doing pretty good. You can kind of... I label all my trades in my streams, so if you want to go back and like click on any of the streams, if you hover over the timeline, you'll see where the trades start and end, so you can kind of watch them and you can look for the entries and exits. But I mean, essentially what I'm looking for is a big pop that is a lot of FOMO, like everybody hitting the ask, and then once the ask starts to stop getting hit, that's kind of what we call the jiggle. And that's usually where we look to enter. It's a lot easier when things aren't on SSR because you can just hit the bid and get in. But when things are on SSR, it's a little bit more complicated because it's like if you want to wait for that jiggle, you risk missing the move altogether, because sometimes when it jiggles and then drops, the move could be done, and there's nothing you can do about it.
But want the FOMO.
There goes your SNSS again. I'm gonna blow my nose. I do. I mean, yeah, I have a 30K account, so the whole point is to prove that I can make 50 bucks a day at the moment. As of last year, I lost money last year trading, so I'm not a profitable trader yet. As far as this year goes so far, yes, we're doing well. But once I can prove that I can be consistent with it, that's when you can start to scale up, which is what I was still planning on doing March 1st. But it's all about consistency, risk management, consistency. So my max loss on the day is $300. That's 1% of my account. I can't really blow up if I'm only risking 1% of my account every day, right? So that's the idea behind it. As far as how I'm scaling up, hold on, we're watching AMC here. I think I still have it up. Nope, took it down. Watching AMC if it wants to blow through 850.
AMC.
Yeah. Do you guys have shares on that?
No,
Already
short.
Negative.
Since it's had its crazy stupid days, you know.
Yeah. I actually have like 2.6 million over here. This REI might actually be more interesting. I see David's in it. See it rip to 250. No offense to him. I mean, he starts early, so he'd be fine. Watching REI as well. Another SSR cheapo.
What is SSR cheap? That's frustrating, bro.
Yeah. But they work.
Yeah, let's see if I can put on SSR, mix them. What's appealing?
So true. Oh yeah, it looks like the meme stocks are going again. I just saw KOSS pop up as well.
Market's back up. Let's just go after these things again.
Basically.
It's the days when we had some originality, man.
AMC would have worked, but it wasn't what we were looking for. So here's a good example, actually. Like AMC has good extension away from this resistance area here at 780, 790, but look at how it grinded. I keep the 9 on here just to kind of confirm grinders. I mean, look at it. It just rode the 9 all the way up. So in reality, you could even draw a trend line here. It's a pretty nice one. Looking for that thing to break. So technically, it's still uptrending. Look for that trend line to break, come back up, retest that trend line, and then look for that to kind of work its way down. It's actually how I used to trade back in the day, but now if it would have went through the 787 area and went straight to 850 all in one candle, that's what we look for. Yeah, short sale restriction. It's on the montage, top right. It's like the third row down, but top right. On the very right. See where it says, yours probably still says VWAP? And it's like right to the right of that.
Oh, you're talking on the chart?
No, on the montage.
If you're on DOS,
Where?
it's on where like your level 2 is.
Oh, you're not on DOS?
No, not.
Not yet, okay. I don't know. What are you on?
I'm still on Weevil because I'm more comfortable there now. I mean, I have DOS, but I'm not comfortable on there yet.
Gotcha. I'm not sure if where it would be on Weeble. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Something juicy. Get my one trade in.
Just for future reference, I showed you a picture.
Oh, thanks, man.
Anything looking good, man? It's just going sideways. High hopes for today, man. It's letting me down.
Yeah, that's just lately though. Usually we don't even look at those, but there's just nothing else going right now. Yeah. All right. So to go back to the whole risk management thing, I'm watching REI here, but it would really need some work. But yeah, if you never risk more than 1% of your account, you're never gonna blow up, right? You can't. So if you actually, I have mine set. It's hard set. Where, let's see if I open it up. I don't know if there's a way to show you this without. Let me see. Without showing you my. Yeah, I guess I could. Let's do it this way. There. All right. So in mine, I have it set where max loss on the day, where my net P&L, so realized plus commissions. Actually, it should be total loss. That's a good thing I caught that. I mean, I've never even been close to it, but I mean, I guess they both can be in there. So this is basically saying if I hit 300 with realized and unrealized losses, it will close out my trade, and it will say you're done for the day. So there is no chance that I can blow up at this point, right? So now it's just a matter of scaling where I'm at. So just because you have a bigger account does not mean you need to trade the size of that account. I mean, if anything, somebody with a $30,000 account should only be risking 1 to like 3% of their account any given day. So and if we go down, you can see enable auto stop. That's so that the broker can actually close me out just in case I have any second thoughts. And yeah, that's that. Looking like REI might work out. I don't know exactly if David got an ad or anything. Hoth again. This HUTH doesn't want to give up. Yeah. No. I will be if it wants to run, like to 350.
Watching Hoth.
What really messes me up on that fast
Is what?
the zoom.
No, yeah, it's a little frustrating.
0
You can use
plus
shift,
50%
and then just
rotation
kinda make
there.
a box around whatever you're
Fake
trying
break.
to do too.
When
So,
you've been
like,
using for like 6 months, one where you just like drag and do everything with your mouse, and you like.
You can still do most of it
Not
with your
saying
mouse.
avoid. Just be aware.
I just gotta bite the bullet and stuff.
Well, like if you on the dash charts, if you hold down shift, you can do what you do on like Thinkorswim and all those, where you drag your mouse and highlight a certain section, and it'll zoom there. I use my mouse wheel for zoom, which I think is default, but if you go to the chart configuration, you can actually disable that so that your mouse wheel will actually make it go side to side, but it won't actually zoom.
I normally use my mouse to go left or right and zoom to it now. Or wheel to zoom it now.
Wait, what? Oh, like you drag with your mouse to go side to side? Gotcha. Well, then it should be the same with DOS then. Isn't that how it is, default? You just don't drag the chart. You would just have to drag the bar down at the bottom.
yeah, I gotta find that one today, dude.
Do you have it open?
Now
If you right click and go to configure on the chart, bottom left where it says mouse wheel settings, it should be the one where you check the box use mouse wheel to scroll instead of zoom. So if you want to zoom, leave it unchecked. If you want to zoom with it, you would check it.
Complex is pretty bullish.
Or if you want to use it to scroll, I mean. But you should want to leave it unchecked if you're using the mouse wheel to zoom in and out.
it's not working.
Should be. Another thing, right click on the chart, go to data config, and see where it says on the bottom right, it says from and to. To zoom in and zoom out, you might have to like go back an extra day. Because like, well, I mean, you should still be able to zoom in even if it's one day. REI trying, HOTH trying.
Hawk NTB.
Yep. HOTH, no borrows anymore. They just disappeared. No reason to watch that one. SDPI, what was that popped up? Alright, well, I guess we'll watch REI. How many shares we got here? 1.4 million.
Yup, I can confirm.
You take anything yet, Thomas?
Negative there, Ghost Rider. Still sitting on my hands.
I'm joining you with the hand sitting.
I am right now too, unless REI wants to blow through 250 here.
SDPI?
I triple confirm LOL.
Yeah, I had SDPI. It's another cheapo one SSR. Alright, well, we'll sit here and watch REI. I'm here to learn about the mindset that goes behind any trade taken. I listen mostly. If you sound that you have entered into a trade, I maximize the window to see the entire trade. You're doing great. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. There's really not... Once you have a strategy... Like, once you have your edge, and you have a strategy behind your edge, there's really not too much mindset behind it. Like, you see it on the chart, and then it's just a matter of executing that strategy. So, that's really what it comes down to. It's kind of like when you're, like, if you play baseball, and you come up to bat, you've practiced your entire life to bat, right? So, once you get up there, it's almost like you're just kind of going through the motions. Like, as you're up there, you're not looking to really change anything that you've learned. You're just executing, right? So it's really no different with trading. I mean, it's the same with everything. It could be football, it could be poker, it could be a normal 9-to-5 job. Like, you train to do a job, and once you have that job to the point where it's kind of routine per se, it's just a matter of executing at that point. So. I like this. I basically cross-reference your scanners and trades with mine. I use trade ideas. I know you say they suck, but they don't. I don't think trade ideas suck. They just don't. They don't do what I look for as well. That's all. I've never said that trade ideas suck. I used to use trade ideas back in the day, but when I started using ISW, it just fit me. It just fit me and my goals while trading a lot better. I've always come and click like the like thing first thing. Thanks for all the daily shows. Of course, Sammy. Yeah, I appreciate that. I only even ask because I know it supposedly helps. And like, if everybody hits the like button, supposedly what a lot of people, other YouTubers say, is it will help recommend it to others. Because if you like it, then other people will get it recommended to their feed because, hey, this person likes it, so maybe this person will like it. So it's YouTube's way of saying, well, if everyone's liking this, then maybe other people will like it. So they start recommending it. So it's kind of like a loop. If any of you watch Graham Stephan, that dude's a master of the like button. And it just feels awkward to me because like I'm a trader first, YouTuber second, third kind of thing. So it's a little awkward for me to always ask because I don't necessarily, I care, but I don't care, if that makes sense. But yeah, I do appreciate the support. I always do. Do you have shorts available for SYPR? No. And NVOS? No. I do not have shorts for either of those. That's at least one can do to appreciate the stream. Yeah, it is true. And like Graham always says, hitting the like button takes literally a split second, and it's free. So it's much appreciated by the person that's creating the content. So.
Yeah, a few bucks.
I'm in one right now for I don't even know who it's for. I think it's Interactive Brokers. But usually that's what it is. You get like $2.
They're robbing people left and right. I got one from AT too.
Depends how many shares you had, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Someone who lost a couple $100,000 probably gets you more than $2.
True.
bill for the month?
It's 0.
Well, it's actually a credit between the New Jersey state subsidy amount. My premium is $2.52 a month.
VERB
I
trying to
paid
do
in
something.
$30 in January, so I have a credit with that. Paid off for the whole year, $30 for health insurance.
I think what I'm struggling to understand at the moment is evaluating targets and stops.
Because
So
since my money is not necessarily all on the book,
it's not hard to explain, but
I qualify for
targets
financial aid
usually,
insurance.
like I'll use VERB here as an example. So when I got into VERB,
So they want $2.50
let me make sure we're not missing something.
coverage.
GSM.
Same thing.
GSM, I don't think I didn't even see it.
First time I had it, 25.
So I saw a pretty good move right at the bell, away from resistance, through the $0.50, and it came up here and started the jiggle. I believe we put the order out on this one anyway, so I don't even think we played the jiggle on this one. We just put an order out because we saw a bunch of shares around Bookmap. But essentially, we're looking for an extension away from a resistance area, and then we're looking for it to pull back to that area. And you guys will always hear me say, after you get that initial pullback,
Who would complain about free health insurance?
Absolutely.
once you get that initial pullback, what it does after that, whether it continues down or if it goes back up the high day, nobody knows what it's going to do. And I always show you my charts all the time where I'll get out of a trade. Sometimes you'll see it bounce and then come down. Sometimes you see it bounce and go high of day. Sometimes you see it bounce and consolidate. Because after that intense move into a pullback, that's the strategy that I'm implying. That's the edge that I feel that I have over the market. A FOMO move up, looking to short. I call it the pop and drop, and that's what we're looking for, right? We're looking for the pop into the drop, so we get short and we cover. You can do this to the long side too. You like yesterday, like let's just take a look at the SPY. When the SPY came down like this yesterday, it had a pretty key level here. It went through and extended, right? It had a really nice extension. So if it happened all at once, you could look to scoop it up, go long, and look to try to get back up towards that area. Now, if we scroll in over here, it actually doesn't really look like an intense move. You can see the 9 kind of rode down, but just imagine this was all in like 2 candles. But once it starts to come up and see like these 2 red candles here, once that happens, like to me, that's the pullback, right? Now, if it wants to continue sideways, it could. If it wants to come back down and go low a day, it could. If it wants to continue up and do what it did, it could, right? But what we're looking for is that intense move into the pullback, right? That's the move that we're looking for. And on top of that, we're looking for it to be about 50% of the move. Like that's kind of our target. So once we get into a trade right here, we see the move here. We got the 2 lines. We'd be looking for about 50% of that move. So somewhere in there. Anything more is awesome. Anything less obviously isn't cool. But yeah. However, if the move does come down to 50% and we don't take anything off, that's an immediate stop at high of day, right? That's our stop. If it only comes down, say like to here, let's get rid of this line. Say it only comes down to like here and then continues, that's something where you could hold. All right, REI is actually trying to do something here. Hold on one sec. See if it wants to give us a fast move. I mean, I guess I can just watch that while I'm explaining. But if it wants to continue, that's okay, because our strategy is to possibly scale into the position, because the higher the move in reality, the better chance at a pullback, right? Because eventually you're going to run out of buyers, and when you run out of buyers, all you have is sellers and short sellers, and they tend to pile in, and that's usually when you get those big flushes back down. Here we got REI up in the background. We'll put that up as well.
SUNW up 2, looking for X.50 plus.
Yeah, and like Brian just added, as I'm still catching up, he says that's the highest probability setup available, high intensity extension. It's very, very, very likely to pull back. And I mean, yeah, that's essentially what I'm saying in simpler words. Sun W, what you doing? Yeah, these are all kind of doing the same thing. They're just kind of grinding. Now you're really just kind of looking for that next. You want that FOMO squeeze move. And I mean, that's essentially it. If it does continue, you're still looking for the pullback. And again, if you get about 50% of the overall pullback, like say the move goes to here, now 50% of the move is somewhere like right here. So that's kind of what you'd be looking for an overall profit or target. And I mean, yeah, it's really just a matter of again, coming up with that strategy beforehand, obviously, and then just executing it. But it's essentially that simple. I mean, it might sound difficult, I guess, but I guess I've been doing it for a while now, and it's kind of hard to explain. But I feel like that was the simplest way to explain it. I mean, you could use VWAP as a target. A lot of people do. I used to use VWAP as a target, but now I try not to let VWAP affect me, because there's going to be times where the market like just straight up ignores VWAP, and there's going to be times where it honors it completely. And I know Brian doesn't even put VWAP on his charts, so take that for what it's worth. I put it there just more of a guide. I use VWAP as kind of a guide as far as the way the extension goes. I really like to see the intense move, like down here on REI. See how the 9 is extended away from VWAP? It's kind of following the price more closely. To me, that would signify that it's grinding up. Now, if the 9 was down here with VWAP, that would mean that the move happened really fast because the 9 isn't catching up quick enough. So that I really just use these as tools for when I first pull a chart up to see how extended a move actually looks. And REI is actually possibly trying something here. See if we can get like some actual FOMO here. Looks like on the 60-minute we got a line at 292. We're coming up to a line right here at 265. Looks like the daily, we just went through a line maybe. All the way back over here, 253. But right now I'd be looking at 250 as a support plus a previous resistance, right? It came up to it, tried to pull back, came up, and now it went through it, right? So previous resistance. So we'd be looking for a nice FOMO move extension through 250, looking to get short, and then attempting to ride back down to that area. Yeah, essentially, that is the strategy. And all day, the scanners just find these types of moves, right? They pull up the opportunities for you. I haven't taken a trade that wasn't off the scanner in 2 years, ever since I started with the scanners. I think I have actually, which was a mistake. Like I would take some from the chat, like somebody would mention there's an extension, I didn't see it on the scanner, I would pull it up, take it, and I'm pretty sure I have like a 10% win rate when I do that, so I stopped doing that completely. I mean, it was only probably like a handful of times, but still it was enough for me to realize that that was not my edge. Because the scanners and its algorithm that Brian built, it's designed to show you the plays when they alert, you know, there's a high probability of a pullback. Like right there, REI was alerting and it's pulling back. JFU. So that's really all I do. That's why I can sit here and do a Rubik's Cube or, you know, talk to you guys, because I have the scanners. If they're not popping off, I can just sit here and kind of do other things and just listen for the scanners. And once I hear a pop, I just look over and see what it's doing, and we can go from there. Like JFU. It's making a nice move after some consolidation. Got obvious high of day resistance here, 228. You can start scaling out a little bit, coming over here to the 60-minute. I know you guys can't see this. You can even look at the daily. The daily doesn't look great, but there are some lines here. I got one at 250, one at 330. So honestly, we'd be looking for this to blow through this 229 area, which is high of day, and go right to 250. If it could do that, we'd be pretty interested. REI is just kind of chopping around. But as you can see, like see how the 9 is a lot closer to the price than VWAP, and then up here, see how 9 is still pretty close down to VWAP. So if this started to extend really fast, we could definitely get. Does SLDB actually do something? I didn't even see that one pop back up. Yeah. So to me, Brian will play these. I think I always say he has a sixth sense. Like he just kind of, I don't know. Like he plays some things, and I'm just like, wait a minute, I don't get it. And but I mean, look, there you go. he knows what he's doing. But to me, I see that 9 all the way up there with the price. VWAP's all the way down here, and I don't really bother. So he's got a sixth sense for things. So, but JFU is actually starting to line up to look like a possible trade. If we could get up towards that 250 area, that's what we'd be looking for it to kind of blow through. Sorry, I was kind of explaining things on YouTube, so I muted you guys, but you're unmuted now. What setting is that under, Yam? I don't know. I don't know which setting you were talking about.
On board. Boredom is in full swing.
What I do before trading? I worked for my local government for about 10 years in traffic engineering. And then I went over to
taking any trades?
the like traffic analyst type stuff, and then right after that I ended up retiring because we went to move to Florida. No, I haven't taken any more yet. And we moved to Florida. We were there for about 3 months, and when we moved to Florida, that was actually when we decided I was going to be a stay-at-home dad because it was cheaper than daycare. And, you know, working for the local government, you don't exactly make that much money anyway. All the money is in the benefits there. But, yeah, so while I was at home, I felt like being a stay-at-home dad, it was obviously an opportunity. I don't wish I would trade in. I wouldn't trade that for anything. It was amazing to watch them both grow up from being newborns, basically. And I started to feel like as they were getting a little older and didn't need as much care, that I wasn't really contributing a lot. Like I almost kind of like felt guilty. So I just started kind of looking around, and believe it or not, my story starts with a guy I was playing a video game with, which I completely met randomly online. We just happened to get along and we were playing together.
REI reducing for a loss.
And he mentioned something about, have I ever seen Ricky Gutierrez on YouTube? And I was like, no, I don't even know who that is. And, well, one thing led to another. Obviously, watching Ricky, it sounds very promising. But from the get, I remember watching him the very first time. And I never really was into YouTube even back then. And, I mean, keep in mind, this is 5.5-ish years ago. And so I looked him up, and I started watching his videos, and I was like, this just seems fishy. So I was intrigued about the whole day trading thing that he was presenting. So I typed in like day trading live, and started doing that, and came across Ross Cameron and started researching Ross Cameron, and I was like, holy crap. And I completely fell into his trap. I did not pay for anything at any point, but I watched like all of Ross Cameron's like old videos and started to pick up on how he trades. Picked up a TOS account for free, started trading, on demo. Was like, holy crap, this is easy as anything. Threw $5,000 in, and first day lost like $1,500, I think, something like that. And so yeah, that was how my journey started. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, just ever since been researching, hustling, making it work. And I mean, I found ISW around February of 2019. Yeah, and haven't looked back ever since then. So I mean, there's been a lot of ups and downs, a lot more downs than ups, but you got to go through those downs to get to the ups. So I feel like that's where we're at. The Dunning-Kruger effect is in full effect. So JFU did not do what we wanted. More of like a little fake out breakout. Brian says real. Again, something else I'm not interested in. EXPR. Another one, same thing. So yeah, that was what I did before trading. I have an excellent No BS channel. Enjoy it every early AM. I appreciate that, man. And that was the goal. My goal is not to cater to the 90%. My goal is to hang out with people that put the work in themselves. I don't want people coming to me and asking me what is VWAP and what is this and what is that, because that's not what I want this to be about. I want people to go through what I went through, not like losing money or anything, but I want them to go through the hard work. I want them to do their due diligence. I want them to really want this. And if at that point they still want to talk about trading and go through all that, then hell yeah, I would be more than happy to talk to you. But I don't want brand new traders coming to my channel just because I'm trading meme stocks and I don't want to be part of the 90%, right? Those people to me are the 90%. They're the ones that eventually will fade off over time. The YouTubers that you see doing it tend to last a little bit longer than the people watching the YouTubers because they make YouTube money sometimes because they're catering to the 90% and they can keep funding their trading that way. There's a lot of them that do that. Some of them lie. Some of them end up hosting chat rooms because they can't make money from trading. I'm not saying I wouldn't eventually someday, 5, 10, years down the line want to open up a chat room to help teach people, but that's after I know that I am a successful trader and I have this down and I can actually teach somebody. But right now I'm not at that point, so why would I even consider that? That's not who I am. So I guess that goes to your point of, no BS, because it's true. My intro before you subscribe to the channel literally says, I try to be as truthful and transparent as possible. I always have been. I post every single day. You don't miss a trade, and that's just how it is. I show you guys, my journal, even when I make a trade after I get off, video or whatever. Like if I make an afternoon trade, I usually post them on Twitter as well, like the snap trade yesterday. And it's a process. Always remember that. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I've been at this for this year. In August, it'll be 3 years. And I'm just now starting to feel like I'm profitable. Hopefully everything keeps clicking. All those moving parts that we've developed over the last 3 years are finally starting to click. And hopefully they all come together and we can start to move this show up the road a little bit. Because again, if you can make $50 a day consistently, you can make 500 a day. It's that simple. You would just add a zero. Because trust me, the share size you're using to make $50 and $500 a day is absolutely nothing. If you're playing the same stocks that I'm saying, like if you're looking for ones with volume and that are actually moving, you're going to have no liquidity issues. You probably wouldn't even have liquidity issues trading 5,000 shares. Look at somebody like Madaz. That dude apparently is, trading in and out $1 million a position, unrealized and realized. So it's like, if he can do that with 10 to 100,000 shares of something, then you can do it with 500 to 1,000 shares, which is kind of what I'm getting at there. So the total loss, that's something only Interactive Brokers offers. So if you're with somebody like CMEG or something like that, they don't actually offer that. But if you're with Interactive Brokers, in the account window, you just right-click the account number, and you'll see where it says Edit Risk Control. So you can, and that's where that window pops up. I just didn't want to bring it over because it has my account number in there. What game? I was playing Rocket League when I met Jesse. His name was Jesse, is who I met. He was so like, I'm going to, drop out of college and start trading. Like he was biting hard on the Ricky Gutierrez bait. And thankfully I never went down that road. But that is what introduced me into the world.
What a miss.
What happened with Boot? Was Boot like straight up, straight down?
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, I heard about it too late because it went off on my scanner, but it was like a minute later. And it was
No.
literally, I think the delay is like 35 or 40 seconds. And by the time I clicked it open,
I didn't even remember seeing it, but it is over on my scanner, so it must have happened really fast. Was that loss on one ticker or day overall? If you're talking about Madaz, he had yesterday a $1.4 million realized loss, I think, on Tesla. But he ended up not only making that back, but then he ended up profiting $800,000 on the day from Tesla. So I don't know if he like went ridiculous double size. I don't know what he did, but he showed the chart on Twitter. The dude's crazy. From what I can tell, he's legit. I mean, he shows his broker statements, and he'll even go on and like click refresh so that you know it's not, because there's a scam that a lot of guys run. Hold on, let me check JFU. Watching JFU again. Yeah, it's a cheapo, but an SSR. And a higher flow. Whoa. I just got shoved down. No. No, I was still looking for that 250 area. So there was a scam that people were running where you can go to like your broker statements. You can right click, or not right click, I think go to properties in top right and hit inspect, or maybe it is right click. I think it's right click on like an open area and hit inspect. And you can actually change the values of what's on the chart or what's on your broker statement. But if you click refresh, it'll go back to what was there by default. So a lot of people will do that. They'll go and they'll be like, oh, look at my broker statement. They'll use their mouse wheel, go up and down and be like, oh, look, you know, I'm making this amount, whatever. But they could have sat there and spent 2 hours modifying the whole thing to make it whatever they appear. But when he shows his broker statements, he'll go to it and then click refresh so that you know that that's not the case. So from what I can tell, he's very much legit. So I think he's just a crazy madman at this point that is just looking at this like a video game. And honestly, if you can look at it that way, that is the way you want to look at it. It takes the emotions out of it, and you're just kind of looking at a game that you're trying to beat. And if you can take the emotions out of the money behind it, so be it.
$69, but we had a spiker on boot.
Yeah, that Ross guy has a lot of BS too. Easy to post pre-recorded content and say, hey, I made $500, 20 minutes to run my chat room. There's a lot more to Ross than that, but we're not going to get into that. Very proud of you, Tim. It's incredible your progress to see it all. Thanks, Augustin. I really appreciate that. When you can actually start to feel the progress and see the progress yourself, I feel like that's when you're starting to actually progress. And I feel like I'm finally to that point where I'm actually seeing myself progress. And keeping a journal, TraderSync, link in the description below. Keeping a journal really helps. It allows you to see. Like, let me show you guys something real quick.
My God, dude, it is slow.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull. I'm gonna have to do this just for a sec. Full screen. All right. So I know this is gonna be all like funky looking, but just look at the main part here. So Monday and Tuesday was this dip that you see, right? But this was me starting at the beginning of the year. So yesterday and the day before, yeah, it sucked, and I just was down in the dumps. I mean, look at all these red. Look at all this, right? When you scroll down, there's really not that much red. Like, look at all this green for the most part. Like, we're trading really well, and it was like 2 days in a row. I mean, I guess there was decent some red. But these last 2 days where it's red, it's been frustrating. Like, it was just like nothing was working. So, but by keeping a journal, you can see that doesn't mean anything, right? It was just a little pullback, right? Let's continue up. So,
like I said, he said it was on the scanner, and I lowered my settings a bunch of times to look and see. And
let me switch this back.
At any
oops.
Intensity level whatsoever.
All right, there we go.
But it is what it is.
The adding a zero thing has been the most difficult part of trading for me. Yeah, it's a huge mental thing, but that's why I always say don't just add a zero. You can just add a zero, but you're not going to go from $50 to 500. Go from 50 to 100, then 100 to 200, then 200 to 400, or even just 200 to 300, then 300 to 400, then 400 to 500. Like, it's not a race. I mean, it is a race, I guess, in a way, but it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Like, there's no need to be like, okay, I can make $50 a day. Let's make $500 a day, because there's going to be that emotional mindset when you look at that P&L and you're going to be like, oh, crap. So definitely, I wouldn't do that for sure. Same old story for me starting day trading, but now I know there is surely a mechanism to this madness. One can make money, but to take this up full time, I don't know yet. Yeah, I feel like it's going to take a while to feel like I can do this full time. All right, JFU is actually
It's funny, dude.
suing.
It's the lag. Like I just pulled up TAOP and it sat there forever, and there's no volume. There's nothing moving. Why are we lagging?
That one popped up for me pretty quickly, but did you try switching your?
See if we can get this pop through 250.
I came back in when y'all were talking about it, and
I was gonna try 249 there, but it got there right away. I don't know if we would have got filled. That was the high. It didn't go through. At least not yet.
Click data stream mode, then at the top switch quote server, and just click one of the other ones that are green, and see if it's less laggy, if it's more laggy, or the same. Try another one.
Got 253.
It's not a big deal. You're just getting the data from a different server.
Oh, we moved it up. Not gonna get filled now.
JFU in.
It's the second time I've done it because clearly this morning I was behind my TOS like by a good 10 seconds, and I was like, can't trade like this.
There we go. What do we get? 58.
I switched mine over this morning and I've had no more problems.
JFU, if you guys got them.
Don't got them.
Yeah,
Already.
Yeah, finally made a little pop.
Did you switch it, Thomas?
yeah, and it's popping them in now.
There you go, man.
Ooh, go JFU, go JFU. I ain't got no shorts, but I'm gonna hope Tim gets it. Nailed it.
You added?
No, not yet. Little close. 270 I would probably add.
What's your average?
58. I was really just looking to scalp the move back down to 250. Or I was going to take half off there, but now that it went a little further. Oh. Yep.
Get down to like 245. That'd be cool. Oh man, I can't find my trade today. SMSS looks no fun, Kyle Lee.
I tried. Got, what was it, 253 got to? Add there would have been nice, but... So now at this point, like if it were to try to go back higher, really not looking to mess around with this too much because it gave us a pretty decent pullback there. So we'll see what it does up at the highs. Although I'm not too inclined to hold this a little bit longer, just looking for that 250 test again. Because we have a decent average as of right now.
Omi looks like the grinder of the day.
I am going to look to just take it off, though, if it does get there. Because now it's kind of consolidating here, which is not what we really wanted. We were looking for that flush to come back down and test 250 pretty hard. But now you can see the 9 kind of creeping up. This was a line on the daily as well, or on the 60-minute. Thing's definitely grinding. At this point, everything's starting to come up with it. Just looking for that. Really, just looking for that flush down to test 250. That's what we were looking for. We almost got it. We got what 253. Missed us by 2 cents. Looks like there's some bids prop in here, 258. So we can get through that. We should get a little push down. Of course, that's right at our average now, right? Wouldn't be any fun if we didn't have it messing around at our average.
I'm still on that trade.
Yeah, just looking for the 250 test. There we go, through 258. There we go, 53, 52, 51. That's us. There we go. All out of that one.
It's only you.
Yeah?
I personally would not.
We're in this together.
You wouldn't have got out there. I didn't like how the 9 was kind of creeping up. It started to feel like a little bit of a grinder. And there's some resistance. I mean, the $0.50 is always a key area. I wasn't really expecting it to go right through. I originally, on the first move, I put out half at 251 and the other half at 245, which looks like we would have possibly just got filled. We'd be on the bid.
Not we, just you.
Just me. Just me.
No.
Okay.
That's right. It is we.
Okay. 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 Guess who's in timeout? Just him. See how long it takes for him to even figure it out. There was a lot of reasons for me to believe it was going to bounce there, which it still might, but I wasn't really. Once it didn't flush that first time, well, it did flush, and then it tried to go up higher. I'm not really looking to fight it at that point. Hey, guess who was in timeout? Guess who was in there?
I was in there.
Just you.
Just me. See how it is? We're not in this together. You would have gone with me.
You didn't deserve my presence.
FRSX. Oh, that is extending.
Yeah, off the bottom though.
Yeah.
So, yes, obviously we didn't get the most out of JFU.
We have shorts on that.
But what did we do? This whole time we were watching this thing grind higher, grind higher, grind higher. And what did we do? We waited for the actual move, right? That's the patience. That's the waiting for your edge. That's executing your strategy. Granted, this is not a huge move. Like if we just move these lines for... We got previous resistance. We had our entry. So half the move is right there, right? But we did have that $0.50. It also did try to flush, and what do I always say? After that first pullback, what it does after that is really up to, you know, whether buyers or sellers stop in. So it tried to go back up, and at that point, I did not think it was just going to fly right through 250. I figured it would try to bounce there, so we front ran it at 251, and it just so happens that it did work out, and it would have went a little bit lower. But again, the range isn't that great on this. We didn't have like huge share size or anything, so it's really not that big of a deal fighting over a couple cents. So. That I don't know. All right. Yeah, going back to Sammy, the whole full-time thing, it's definitely a matter of having a very nice cushion. So like being in house money essentially. So I feel the only way you can really go full-time and be okay is if you have like 3x like your account. I mean, granted, I can do it because it's a little bit easier. I'm already at home. I don't need this money to survive outside of here. Like, it's not paying for bills. It's not putting food on the table. This is all just extra, so it's a little bit easier.
I did it because it sounds like something's going up.
So you really kind of have to find a way to take the emotions out of it. Of course, JFU is going to prove us wrong here. It's just going to keep on going. I always say... that when you get an extension, like on actual FOMO, the odds are it's going to come down and retest that previous resistance before it decides what it wants to do. But lately, that hasn't been very true. So you'll see me a little bit quicker to take profits a lot of the time lately. So. I can make 300 a day, but I can't, for the life of me, break $1,000 a day. Yeah, just add like 20% share size. So like if you're at 1,000 shares, use 1,200 shares. Don't go from 1,000 to 2,000. You just do something incremental. See if it helps. You will, Sammy. It's a time game, man. It's experience, screen time. Bandit, my loss on 1,500. Was that loss on one ticker or the day overall? It was basically one ticker. What ticker was it? That was so long ago. I think it was JMIA, the one that's at like $70 right now. I think I remember I was trading it at like $1.70, and I tried to go long, and I think I ended up covering, and like I had a decent amount of shares. It was like 2,500 shares or something. I think I ended up covering it at like 140 something. Pretty sure that was the ticker. Tesla had like an $89 bounce. Yeah, it did. I think it's stupid. There's JFU with a bounce. Tesla is just crazy. That's a fanboy stock. Yeah, I don't know. I guess people are deciding what's going on. The SPY's actually going higher.
Which one?
The SPY. Steve comes back just to yell at Snap.
Yeah, I came back just to yell at Snap. I'm on 3 different phone calls. I'm watching Snap drop like a rock. Like there's an offering at $20 or something.
It was at 23.
Oh, okay, good. I feel better now.
Offering down at no, he's kidding. It was at 34.40, dude.
This morning, Thinkorswim had level 2 quotes that were completely incorrect, and I suffered a big loss. Currently, made 50% of it back. Sucks to lose because of the platform, but still cheaper than what I'd pay commission. Yeah, it's been a little crazy lately with the charts and stuff. So I agree with you. Yeah, we are for now. I've been doing it full time. He's talking to Christian, but I'm young and it won't ruin my life or anything if it stops working. Yeah, I mean, definitely if you can start young. I wish I would have started this when I was 18, 19, 20, 21. I started when I was 33. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that only 10% of people, I mean, obviously that's a broad statistic, but that's why not a lot of people make it in this. It takes a lot of consistency and persistence.
FSR? I don't want to do it. I can't short it, and I'm not long on it, so.
I mean, if you're going to hit 80K and possibly 100K, I think you're doing just fine.
Well, I'm telling anybody who does it shorts on it.
I think Tim has mastered the patience and strategy part. He still needs to master risk management. His loss per red trade is very high, sounding like an expert. I mean, unfortunately, Sammy, that's kind of just how the strategy works. Believe it or not, my risk management has probably the thing that has come the furthest. I used to be really bad with risk management. Like I'd look to make $50, but I'd risk, over 1,000. Like that's crazy. But now, I'm looking to make $20, but I mean, I'm rarely risking over like 100. So I went from like 20 to 1 down to like 6 to 1, which is a vast improvement.
Dude, I'm like...
LT indexing beach trading for probably 98% of people. There.
BLBD.
SLDB.
Taking all REI. Paper cut there.
A volume on BLBD.
Yeah, and the spread.
Look at it, just stopped. No, BLBD. Boy, Lima, boy, dog. What the heck? Look at this thing.
Yeah, look at that. That's cray.
400,000. Can't trade it.
That spread / volume. BLBD. Ugh.
Oh, and I'm on top of that. What is that? A 70-cent spread?
If I had just hold my Bitcoin instead of learning to be a trader. I could have made 100x the amount I had, or I made trading and learned another job in the meantime. Time is money too, and trading costs lots of time. Yeah, but eventually, if you get it, if you can get it, all that time you put in can be worth it. That's why a lot of people will call it tuition, and it really is. You want to be really good at being a doctor?
Yes, you might actually be interested in that one, dude.
Which one?
FSR. Frank, Sandy, Robert.
I would have to go a little bit more.
Doesn't look like it.
To push like 2050.
Take a look at PED though. Do you guys have shorts on PED? If that could fly through 2, possibly.
No.
Look, man, we're struggling today. We're struggling today, okay?
That's a boy for 2. Ugh.
He meant 200, not $2.
It's like when I start hearing $2, I'm immediately discouraged. I'm like, jeez.
NVMD just they were on the 10.
I just yesterday went through my my long-term trades that I took. It was like 7 tickers where I would have made so much money, but I just didn't hold them. They popped up so fast after that first day. It was basically the dead cat bounce on that lowest day of the SPY during the pandemic crash, and I took it all off for a good profit, and they all did drop back down. I could have actually got back in, but I decided I was going to see if they went lower, because everything was really bad then. Like, everything was closing down. Like, all this, I just assumed things would go lower, and they just never did, and I just never got back in. So.
Are you okay with how fast that's moving?
But they're. You talking to me?
No, I'm talking to Kyle, who's in it.
What's he in?
He's long SNSS.
Where?
I don't know. Where are you in at, Kyle? Didn't understand that.
7? It sounded like you. Oh, 5.7.
Okay.
I was like, 7? What? Not good.
There we go, FSI. Let's go.
Well, Eric, to be completely honest, Eric says, I wish there were better studies on retail trading success fail rate. The problem is, even if there was that, it's not going to stop anybody. It's all self-discovery. Trading is very much self-discovery. Like, figuring out how everything works, figuring out what works best for you. Like, the way that you trade versus the way I trade is completely different, even though it's actually pretty similar. But then take somebody who just trades, like, the 9 cross and the 20, right? Like, think of that versus what we do. And it's not, like, it's completely different, but they could still be profitable. And somebody actually, Chris Verma said this, and it was something that stuck with me, saying that there are tons of profitable strategies, just not a ton of profitable traders, or not a ton of traders that can trade those profitable strategies. So, like, really think about that one. There's strategies out there that are profitable, but if the person executing the trades doesn't know how to actually execute the strategy, it's not going to be profitable. So if you can't follow the strategy to a T as it was designed, which would be profitable, then it's not going to be. Like, if you start letting your emotions get involved, if you start not putting stops in when you should, if you start deviating away from that strategy, then it's not going to be a strategy anymore. It's basically just, you're just winging it at that point. So that's the whole point of having an edge and putting a strategy to that edge, so that each time it's the same trade over and over again, and you just have to keep executing it. That's the whole point.
Tim there, I was like, why did you get out where you got out? It looks like a downtrend.
Where did you get out?
Oh, on Snap?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, that thing did end up going back the high a day.
Yeah. Did he get out on the way down after the high day?
No, he got out. It was, let me look at the chart. It was at like 940, 942 or something like that. Yeah, it was like in the middle of all that chop. Yeah, as it already made the bottom there at 770.50, and it started to come back up.
When he was like, screw this.
Yeah, it was like around 71.50, 72, something like that.
Though, at that point,
I mean, he was right. It went high of day.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. If you've been in it that long, I mean, I don't know. I'm probably waiting.
After it got above that $73 that it had in pre-market, would you have just covered it at like 73.50 and just ended up with a high of day loss instead of a couple bucks lower, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I just don't put myself in that situation.
Exactly. That's why I was saying you should just not hold a trade forever.
Yeah, I'm pretty much buying where you're covering your short. Yeah. Yeah, you're covering into those washout longs. That's very true.
Your emotions are all involved. You got too much money in it.
Beats almost hedge funds too. Yeah.
700 shares deep.
After taxes are over, all my extra money that I get, I plan on putting into indexes. We'll probably spread it out over 4 indexes. See what they do.
Yeah, I thought it was in that 954 candle.
Any thoughts on Andrew Aziz? Is that the guy from is that the Bears and Bulls or Bears? I forget the name of the channel.
I just have to accept that fact of life right now.
If it is, let me know and I'll let you know. I'm pretty sure it is. The Bear Bull Traders? Is that it? The Bear Bull Traders? If so, then yeah, he's a good guy. He seems very knowledgeable.
I mean, but dude, it came all the way back down to me.
He trades a lot like the 90% would trade, but again, he's found a way to make it work for himself.
How do I do that? You know what I mean? I don't know how to.
So you've improved a lot. Don't take me wrong, but I read somewhere if one wins 10 trades worth $100 each and loses 500 on the 11th trade, still things to master, but you're close. Well, that's what I used to do, Sammy. That was what I used to do. But now you'll see that's not what I'm doing. Usually what I'm doing is making right now, like we'll break it down, between $10 and $20 a trade. Sometimes lower, sometimes less, but you'll see that my losers are not that big. Although every once in a while we have that big loser, which is just very unfortunate. Like the big one yesterday, or not yesterday, the day before, it was like $170. Those are going to happen where the chart just does not work. It just does not. Like you're going to have those bad trades. But in hindsight, if you go back when I was taking those huge losses, it was actually wiping out months of gains. Where right now, that $170 loss, if I would have finished at $170 down on the day, that's only 3.5 days worth of goals, right? And I've proven that I can make over $50. I've proven that I can at least usually get to $50 on most days. So that's 3.5 days that are gone, not 3 months. Like if you go back and watch some of my older videos, like those big losses, that was months of profits, not just a few days. A few days I can live with, right? You can make that back. And on top of that, if you actually get a good day, that's not like today where I've taken 4 trades. You know, if I was still taking 7, 8 trades and say they all work like this, I'd be over goal plus some, right? And if we get ones where we scale in and we end up making a little bit more out of it, those are the ones that make you more money. But unfortunately, that's not always going to be the case. But I do agree with you. I have come a long way. But if you're saying that I'm still losing like 10x and I'm only making like 1/10 on each trade, I would have to disagree with that because that's not really the truth. It might be every once in a while when we have that huge loss, but that's so rare. And even when it does happen, the whole point is that's one trade. And all the rest of the trades on that day, I got back to only down $50. So I only ended up down 1 Q for the day. So the next day, if I make that $50, I'm back to break even. So it's just one trade. But yeah, it does suck when you do have those trades, but they are going to happen.
They don't tend to do what you want them to do when you want them to do them or in any quick fashion. You know, you can get in, you can drop down.
But yeah, like Eric said, the idea is to not have those big losses. You never want to take those big losses, but they are going to happen. There's going to be times where you get in and it just doesn't work. I mean, if everyone could be right all the time, then everybody would do this, right?
Just my style of trading this far.
JFU back up.
Get in these grinders though, because when we get into those slower times, this is what you got to deal with. And like today, I mean, I could be up a lot of money if I could have held into this.
I'm finally caught up on chat. It took a while because we actually had the scanner going off a little bit. See if JFU actually wants to run. $3 would be great.
All right. Well, I'm gonna create an alert for the short on Omi. I'm
It's
waiting for that.
Plin. I don't know what this is doing.
And when you hear this,
Devin, you should check out PLIN. It's an amazing possibility for you.
I hate you. It's gonna be something so bad. Thanks for showing me that. I totally.
It's a great long opportunity.
Yeah, that looks like a great.
I am watching JFU again. I'd love to see this Ricky Bobby up to like 3.
VFU?
JFU. The one I traded earlier. I just realized I haven't shown you guys any of my charts today, have I?
Yeah, fake trader.
Well, I was more concentrated on calling everything out today. I think I did a pretty good job.
There wasn't much to call out. You didn't have to do too much.
True that.
Market made it easy on you.
BLBD punching out.
I think all of my trades were SSR today.
Everything's SSR today, bro.
Dang, there goes my infinite PF.
Oh no, SLDB was not.
Oh, okay. One of them was.
And that was the one that didn't work.
And that was the one that didn't work. That's funny. I'm waiting for Omi for a short. Trade plan of the day.
There's my 4 trades. So here's let's go through our trades for today. This is a good example. So big move on VERB, right? Get the pullback. It kind of went a little bit lower, consolidated, and went higher, right? So after the pullback, what it does, went a little lower and then went higher.
Voice was a terrible idea, B.
SLDB. As you can see, this had the pullback. We were looking for a little bit more, right? We had our entries up to here. We were looking for closer down to here. We couldn't quite get that, right? So when it came back up to our average, we just took it off.
Oh, did you say there was no volume? Why are we lagging?
But again, it tried to go higher twice, right? It didn't do what the other one did, where it faked out and went a little bit lower and then kept going. This one actually tried to go higher twice and then finally realized it wasn't going to. Then we got KODK. Got nice pop, big pullback, and now it's just going sideways. And then JFU. This one gave us the pullback, went a little bit lower, tried to go higher, came back down, it went higher, right? So what's the one constant that we see, right? The big intense move, pullback, right? That's the constant. That's the edge. That's what we build our strategy around. That push, the FOMO, into the pullback. That's the high probability play. That's what we're looking for.
When I sell my house, that's when I'm.
You got another year before you even sell your house. You'll make that money, and then some.
Remember a year ago where he kept saying he was getting ready to sell his house, and now he's still selling his house?
I'm getting close to that.
Yeah.
Like we've actually talked about moving in together.
Ooh. Devin and Amanda sitting in a tree.
No, Amanda, I'm not with your wife or my ex-wife.
Oh, you're not with my wife? Dang, I was really hoping you were. I was hoping to hang out with you more often.
Yes, we're going to be in a tri-marriage? I don't know what they call that.
No, you can have her. I'll just hang around.
No, just take her. Just take her.
Today I'm still down 132 from 211 because of the level 2 mosquitoes this morning. But the great thing is I can stomach a loss like this, and it doesn't matter when looking at the month overall. Exactly. That's the beauty of a journal. People that don't keep a journal, all they can think about is the loss they took today. They can't look at the overall picture and realize that it's just a little blip in the radar, a little speed bump. I like trading with the 90% accuracy and then occasionally lose the losses being a bit bigger than my winners. Yeah, that's exactly how I am. And most of the time you can get out, break even. Like pretty much all my bigger losers, I don't even remember what ticker it was. What was the ticker that got me? GT. That's right. That thing just grinded. What is that thing doing right now? Hey, look, it actually ended up even going higher. I don't even remember when I traded this. I guess it was here on this move. Yeah, I just started it early. I remember starting it down here. It just got away. I mean, look, there was real no pullback. There was a little pullback here, and on this pullback, I was actually green very temporarily. But as you can see, it got bought right up. But again, I had the opportunity to get out break even, but instead I ended up with a pretty big loss because after that, we started to try to get out of it, and then on this candle here, it tried. We got to add, and it tried to pull back, and then went higher, and that was kind of my pain, my point where I was like, okay, I can't do it, and because it was getting too big, because we started it way too early. We started it down here. Where did we start it? Let me see the price. We started this thing at 14.15, so that means that this was not the day that we traded it. Yeah, Mary.
Yeah, I'm here. I was napping. Thank you.
Come on. Okay, yeah, here's the... that makes a little more sense.
This is terrible.
So we started this thing at 14.15.
Watching Omi because I think it will probably...
And we were green there. We got to add at 14.40.
Keeping somewhat of an eye on. And I have shorts on it, and it's not on
14.70. And that was a 2, so it was a 112. And I'm pretty sure right here we were like break even, and we could have took it off. We were even like I think a little bit green. So half. Yeah, it was probably pretty close. But then obviously it just kept grinding, right? There was never a actual pullback, right? Big move. You would say 50% of that move is like here, and then overall, like even here, 50% of the move was there, and then on this move, 50% of the move was here. And then here, this was the first one where it kind of gave any kind of a pullback. But at that point, it was just grinding, right? Look at where the 9 is, right? It's extended away, extended away, extended away, and then here is where it catches up and it just starts grinding, right? Now VWAP is down here, 9's going up with it, and it's just dirty. And I think it was on this one. Let me see, 15. Yeah, 15.13 was my last ad, which I got a really big ad actually. Took some pretty good size. And then I ended up actually getting stopped. Wait. Oh, no, that was a buy. I covered most of it there. Did I try to? Oh, no. I took it off there. So I guess I was looking to see if this was a fake out breakout over 15, and it wasn't. So we ended up taking it off. So that's what it was. I thought that was my last ad. My last big ad was actually at 14.93. So we were probably looking for 15 to reject, which it looks like it went through and did. So we got... added some shares on this red candle, and then it just went higher. And I guess we were looking for a fake out breakout there. Honestly, don't remember. I was just mad that I was even still in the trade at that point, because we should have been out way back here. I even remember saying it on stream, my inner voice. We were somewhat green, and when this was going to break high of day, I was like, this is not trading like I wanted it to. Should have just got out there, and obviously that would have been much better, but BLDB? BLBD? That's the one Brian was in.
Good cut BLBD.
BLBD, things going. Crazy move on no volume. Spread's actually not horrible at the moment.
What is it again?
BLBD. I mean, you're not going to trade it. It is moving though like crazy. Oh, there went the spread. Yep. Boy, Bravo, Lima, Bravo, Dog.
Oh. Tango, Charlie, Delta, Alpha. Tango, Charlie, Delta, Alpha. Charlie's calling out. That's actually kind of...
Tango, Charlie, Alpha, Delta. I don't see anything for that. What was it?
Tango, Charlie, Delta, Alpha.
Oh, Delta, Alpha. Got it. Yeah, a little bit. Not much volume. It's not on my scanner, which is interesting. Oh, there it is.
Never heard of this. Oh, Bluebird. I've heard of Bluebird before.
TCDA.
That thing could really. See, I'm not shorting it here.
That daily, man.
On DOBD?
Yeah, no, TCDA. I was hoping to get at least the 8 test there. If it goes through 775, it's going to get the flush. I wouldn't be interested then. Damn it. Yeah, we were hoping 775 would hold there for a second. Yeah, I'm going to probably close it off at 12. We'll see.
Sorry about the S word. I said shit.
You're so bad. Christian, I remember most of mine as well. Like, I remember OCX, I remember MTSI, I remember LY,
I don't really love
V.
DOBD,
Those.
man. If it would push higher, maybe?
That's kind of how I feel about TCDA here.
Yeah, it looks on that one too, but geez, that one's off the bottom on the daily, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying. I do not like the daily there.
Maybe it goes up to like 850, 885. I had more like kind of big explosion on that one.
Yeah, I want something.
DOBD would have worked.
You sure? You sure the ass came down enough? The spread on that was really bad. TCDA is, I think, the one that you might be interested in.
Yeah, I went to call it out and freaking Discord hung up on me. I had to restart.
Weird.
Did you get in that?
1 million shares. Nah.
Oh, baby.
1 million shares, not. That thing would have to get over 8. And have another
Waiting for 8.20s myself.
I need 400,000 shares to come through right now and push it over 8, and they'll short it.
Go, 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 go.
No, I don't like that very long.
Yeah, I just don't like the volume.
Would be great if it got there. Go, go, gadget, go.
Hey, Omi, you gonna come back to me?
Do you have a delay on your stream? It should. I mean, it shouldn't be, but yeah, there's probably definitely a daily or a delay. Let me see, 55, 48. It's 5. It's like 5 seconds. I'm watching it, and then I'm looking up at my clock. It's like 4 or 5 seconds. Redo.
Oh my God, Charlie, shut your mouth.
That looks like trash.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah, I just saw that. Probably want more out of that one too, to be honest.
That's going actually though, dude.
It's not really extended though. The move was kind of off the bottom, and I mean, look at the volume. There was no volume. It all literally came in that last candle.
Yeah, and it really does have kind of some room up.
Yeah.
And that's why I was kind of hesitant to hit the trigger. And come all the way back down. Just do it. Just do it already. All the way back to 12:45. Go. Be done.
I mean, both TCDA and GoGo are just like, they went up and they just stopped. Like, oh, I'm enjoying the view up here. This is nice.
This is a pretty area.
This is what the top of the hill looks like. No, don't push me. No! No, don't push me down. No!
Oh, dude, I forgot to tell you. A few days ago, I started watching that Designated Survivor show.
Oh, snap.
That's a good show.
Right? Told you.
I didn't get through one season one night. I'm still in the first season, and I'm like 2 days in.
It took me 2 days. Yeah. And I watch them on 1.5 as well. I'd watch them on, like, I watch it at 1.5 speed.
Is that a little faster?
Yeah.
Do you?
I watch all my YouTube videos on 2x. They don't. The fastest Netflix goes is 1.5.
You speed it up?
Yeah. It'll change your life, man. No, I mean, it might be weird at first, but like 1.5, watching that, it feels slow to me at this point. Go watch some YouTube videos on 2.0. It'll change your life. Imagine being able to save half of your time by just, because like look at a video's length. If it's 10 minutes, now it's 5 minutes.
If you get it too.
Yeah. And the thing is, once you get used to it, you still, like, you comprehend everything. It's not even like a comprehension issue. It's just a matter of, I don't know. I've always been like go pun intended. And so it's just a lot easier for me to listen to things that fast. Like, when there are some things I'll slow down. Like there's a couple comedy channels like that do skits where if you run those too fast, it just kind of takes it away. So like I'll watch those normal speed. But like if I'm watching trading videos or like listening to an interview or, you know, something like that, I'll 2x it pretty much every time.
Makes sense. Yeah, comedy stuff I would imagine you need the timing.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But yeah, watching Designated Survivor, that's the only way I got through a whole season in 2 days. It's 21 episodes and they're 45 minutes each. And that's a lot of watching. But if you cut it off in half, then it's not bad. Well, it's not half, it's like 25%.
I'll try to see what it looks like, but if it's weird to me, I'm turning it off.
Well, just go watch a YouTube video on 1.5. It just speeds everything up. I mean, honestly, it's really like you still understand everything. It doesn't like make their voices sound different or like if that's what you're thinking.
Make their voices higher or anything.
No. There goes TCDA higher.
What is?
TCDA went higher.
Shorts in that one. Said if it gets over 8, I'm interested, but I'm interested.
I know, I said 820, but that was on the first move. Now it's like I don't know if I wanted it 820. Because it consolidated.
Not interested.
I feel like 850 is probably my my point now.
No volume, man. It's so slow. QD, seeing a spike in volume. Oh my lord, shut up, Charlie. Go to bed. Hate it when Charlie's bored.
Okay. Wait, what just happened? I screwed something up. So this one needs to be 23, this one's 24. There we go.
I so don't want to take a boredom trade, bro.
Me neither. That's why it's either it does it or it doesn't. TMBR, what is that doing? Another $2 SSR. There's a lot of those today. Did you guys see, though, on TCDA, if you were watching, it tried, right? It tried to have that, like, FOMO move that we're looking for, but it just didn't do it, right? It was just like a poke through. It's just kind of consolidating. You know, it's not what we're looking for. We're looking for volume to really come in and, like, really start testing. Because the thing is, when you don't have a lot of volume, if the only people that are actually trading this thing are looking to buy it, it's not going to go down, right? So you need to have volume going both ways, right? You need if you're going to short this thing, you need sellers to come in to try to bring it back down. But if only people coming to trade the stock are just buying it, then it's going to go up, right? Because there's no one really selling. So you always have to keep that in mind with, especially when you're trading lower volume stuff. And that's why I don't like trading lower volume stuff, because it's kind of to me, it's more of a 50-50, because you're basically chancing on that big move that sellers are going to step in because of that big move, or are just more buyers are going to show up.
What was the other one we're just looking at, dude?
TCDA. And go-go? No, I didn't. No.
And you didn't get into go-go, I assume?
No, neither of them are fast enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I was saying earlier, like, I'm clearly a momentum.
It's been slow all week, Sammy. I mean, Monday was kind of fast, but it was just, everything was down. It was a big down day for the SPY. And yesterday it wasn't really any better. Yeah. With that said, though, guys, I am going to get out of here. I'm going to go eat some lunch. I'm pretty hungry. And really nothing's doing anything. So I appreciate y'all being here. Feel free to stop back again tomorrow morning. As always, don't forget that like button on the way out. If you want to come join us in the Discord, we'll be in there for the rest of the day as well. Obviously after I eat. And if I don't see you in there, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Peace.